Ryan, I'm going to enter this episode like I entered last week's episode. I'm not anti-gay, but
Basically, at about 24 months, here's where she started grabbing the tutus and the dresses.
By 3.5, Kieran had transitioned to a girl. Today, she's 9 years old, a third grader, and an athlete. That's why the Clausens are celebrating Governor Holcomb's decision to veto a bill that would have banned Kieran and other transgender girls from playing on girls' sports teams at school.
There were happy tears shed, there was dancing, and when I told Kieran, she squealed with glee.
There are people watching this right now who will say people who were born a boy and are living life as a girl are biologically different, so it places them in an unfair advantage.
My daughter will never go through male puberty.
He says Kieran will undergo hormone therapy to make her no different than any other girl.
My kid's mental health is more important than your kid's trophy.
It's crazy. Your daughter's mental health. We don't even know what mental health really is. It's a child still developing, and you're going to give it. Isn't it against like the Nuremberg Code to give somebody medicine and chemicals or do anything or force them to take stuff that there's like other ways to do it? Like maybe that kid just needed therapy until they're 18 or 19 to make that decision on their own.
You mean not transition them at 3 years old, Ryan?
And then you're going to tell them the whole time, like Munchausen syndrome. Is that not a syndrome, David, or did we get rid of this? That your kid's not actually sick, but you just tell them they're sick long enough and they start to fucking believe it. Just like the stutter study that they did to children in like the 1920s. Yeah, they took kids.
I don't know about this.
Yeah, they took kids without a stutter and told them they had a stutter. And you know what happened, David? They developed the stutter. And they did it in all facets. They did kids with stutters, without stutters, ones with bad ones, and they switched it. Basically said, like, you can teach the kid confidence out of a stutter. So the way I'm linking this here is this guy is chemically castrating his kid and saying it's for the mental health of a child. There's no difference between this and experimenting on kids in a Nazi concentration camp.
Yeah, it's wild he brings up mental health.
Well, this guy's not mentally healthy. It's projection of mental health. This is like the people that have like a condition or one of these mental illnesses we talked about earlier in the week, and then they're always telling you that you have something similar or it reminds you of their symptom in this fucking... We've done such... Maybe this is why there was a stigma about mental health, for so long. Like, there's no way humans haven't wanted to talk about what we feel and all these things. But there's a reason maybe we don't talk about it.
Is it because of the outcome of the conversation?
Well, maybe everybody shouldn't know everything all about you all the time. Maybe there's like a lot of stuff that privacy can lead to. Like intimacy and privacy can cure a lot of these anxieties or this mental health crisis we have when everything's forever on the internet. You can't have a bad day or a good day without it always being able to be referenced. Wonder why mental health's at an all-time low, why we have bad rates in relationships, and why people can't like form deep connections with people. Like this mental health thing, this is a cop-out for this guy being met. It's like, how are we not thinking that if this was anything else, it would be considered brainwashing and Stockholm syndrome and Munchausen syndrome. This would be predatory behavior, endangerment of a child. And this guy's getting glorified. He's getting fucking news attention. And yeah, I don't think anybody that was born a man should play sports with people that were born girls.
No. And he's probably right in this case. I mean, I don't think a boy at 2 years old, then you start transitioning and going through hormone replacement. They're probably not tremendously different by the time it's... But there's a bigger issue here. At this point, when you're talking about 2 years old transitioning a child, there's a bigger issue. I don't care about the kid's sports at this point.
This guy should go to jail and not be able to have children. Like, I don't know how we don't think this is over. I don't know how this is being celebrated at a mass. I don't think that there's this many people in the whole world, let alone in America, that actually are real transgender people. Not that they don't exist. I just don't think it's as big as the internet makes it seem, just like everything else. We just have access to it. How many stories of transgender people have you seen? Like 1,000? Right?
Yeah, I mean,
like really, like 1,000 actual people out of 400 million. That's like nothing.
yeah, it's a very small percentage.
Which is probably why you should send these people to freaking therapy, because it's such a rare thing to begin with.
Well, it was classified as
A mental illness, David.
here's that word again, but it was clarified as a mental illness at one point.
I wonder why.
And I mean, rightfully so. I mean, again, we talked about it yesterday. I don't really care what these people do in their free time, but when we're talking about children, I'm off on that. I'm out. I don't care if you're a 25-year-old person and you're dressing up like a girl, and if you're a man dressing up like a girl in your free time and you want to go and get tits, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. You have to leave children out of it.
Then why aren't we leaving children out of it, David? Why would they? Well, it's almost like they're trying to influence children. And if adults just go along with it, we just push our children along, right? Because they're just blank slates, and social constructs is what makes up gender and all these other things. It has nothing to do with biology. It has nothing to do with how humans evolved or how we grew up living together and how the nuclear family got everybody everywhere where they are today.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this could be conspiratorial, but I mean, could this somehow relate to population control? I mean, this person can't. How is this person going to have a child?
David, it's
And
100% population control.
And speaking of that, have you noticed a lot of celebrities coming out lately talking about how great it is to not have children?
It's where the Bible empowers the nuclear family, David, and all the things that we see on all these screens tell you that it's all about yourself. Focusing on me, yourself is the best. It's almost like, somebody who trying to self-improve as well. It's like, I'm self-improving for other people so I could be a better person for the world.
Oh, you should do the strong, independent woman routine and be like, it's for me.
David, believe it or not, there's a saying in the Bible says that no man is an island, meaning we can't do it alone. Just like I can't do this program alone. Dave Ryan, December 17th, 73. Catch us Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern for the weekly show. I'll be there. Dave will be there. Rumble, YouTube, and Facebook. Thanks, David, for your time, as always.
Rumble, the home of us and other notables, Stephen Carter.
It happened. We called this. I'll see you later, Dave. Thanks.
Thanks, everyone.